What is up, college baseball fans? Welcome to another episode of the 11.7 podcast. We are back here on the YouTube. We will also be on, hopefully, Spotify if they decide to post us, which they skipped an episode one time, but we should be anywhere that you get your podcasts at. And we got some exciting new announcements today that we're going to lead off the show. After that, we'll dive into our Omaha 8, our Golden Spikes winners, who we think will win. And then we'll have at the end just a little free for all, talk about whatever's on our mind, and we'll end the show there. So we are back to twice a week. I know for the last 4 weeks, we have just done like a Sunday, Monday episode. Now we're back to, you'll have a podcast Sunday night, Monday morning, and then Wednesday night or Thursday night, whichever night we decide, but before the weekend. So if you're new to the show, new follower of ours, we let's see, the last 3 years we've done twice a week. Before that, we were 3 times a week, which was a lot. It was a lot. It was tough. And the structure is Thursday's episode, we'll preview the weekend. We'll talk about some gambling lines. We'll talk about
midweek
recap. And then Sunday, we'll drop our mid-major top 25. We'll recap the weekend and we'll preview the midweek. So it's a good little cycle. It's been working. We're not going to change that. So expect an episode from us on Thursday to preview opening weekend. And boys, we did it. It is opening week. Is it opening week? Is that what you call it?
opening weekend because the week is next week. The first midweeks are next.
Yeah, but this is the week before opening. It's welcome to the week before opening weekend, and we are
The
all
eve,
here.
yeah, the eve
Jack,
of Christmas Eve, week of opening week.
yeah, week of opening week. So Jack and his Pencil Talk flag is here behind us. Dimitri's still out there in San Diego, and I am here in the low country of South Carolina, almost on the Georgia border. So, anyways, let's go ahead and just release some things that not talk. I mean, sorry. Let's talk about some things we just released this past week. We are ready to announce what our weekend series pick'em and our Survivor contest pick'em. And I'll tell you guys the rules for all the new people, but we did it last year. The grand prize is going to be a 3-night stay in Omaha, Nebraska for the first weekend of the College World Series and tickets to the first 4 games. So the 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. And if you want to stay longer, you can. I know for a fact Jack will be there, and I know I will be there. Dimitri might be playing ball in Italy, but it's still up in the air, depending on a lot of different things before that. But yeah, but we'll be there. We'll have an 11.7 party. I'm really tempted to do an 11.7 house, like a little content house, get an Airbnb, maybe invite some fans over for some before and after the game type of stuff. But that's going to be the prize. So let me take a step back now. This contest is run through our Patreon account. So patreon.com/11.7, I think it is. You can find us on Patreon, but uh, we started it last year. I believe we had 120-ish participants. Is that right, Dimitri?
Something like that. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly.
And we hope to make it more this year, just because the more people that sign up, the more things we can add to the end of the year prize. But we've made it very clear, like we're not in it for the money for ourselves. Like we want to give back to our fans and give back for a good experience. So, um, we could be adding some things to that grand prize, and especially if we get a sponsor for it, kind of like last year we had Circa sponsor it. There was a 3-night or 4-night stay in Vegas. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to Blind Man Nate. He was one of the winners, and I made friends. And in
Dude,
fact,
that guy crushed. He crushed it last year.
yeah, Blind Man Nate just texted me. He's talking about his Kansas Jayhawks right now. He's convinced they're going to make the College World Series. So after we get done recording, I'm going to have to humble him a little bit and say probably not Nate, but I don't know. He was a guru last year. He picked it like 78%. So now bear with me, everybody. It's going to take a little bit to explain the contest, but once you get it, and it's easy. So every weekend we will pick 6 weekend series. Is that right, Dimitri?
6.
I always forget if it's 5 or 6, but we'll pick 6 weekend series, and you're just trying to pick the winner of best 2 out of 3. So who's going to win the weekend? and we keep standings all year, the whole year, and that's the weekend series pick'em. The
Let
survivor
me add to that.
contest.
Let me add to that.
Go ahead.
So the weekend series pick'em, you're going to go on our website. It's right there. You can't miss it. Right now, it's on the landing page. You can click on the Patreon link to sign up. You can also go check out the thing. The contest's not live yet. It'll be live tonight after we record. I'll put in the series. We'll finalize the series that are going to be for opening weekend. But anyway, you go in there, you make your pick, and you click submit. It shows up, boom, your picks have been submitted or whatever. That means your picks are in. And then there will be like a Google sheet that you'll be able to click and go back and look at everybody's picks. It'll be all participants and all their picks will be there. So you can, as soon as the contest locks, usually I lock it around 10 or it'll be on the direction. Everything will be in front of you. It'll be like 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and noon on every Friday is when it'll lock. So you have to get your picks in by noon on Friday. And then all the picks will be there on the Google Sheet. It'll be in front of you on the page. And yeah, and then you can go through, but the picks will lock around 12 each week. And you go 3-3, you go 3-3, 6-0, yada, yada, yada. So everything
Yep.
will be right there in front of you.
Yeah, we'll update everything as the season goes on. Now it is for just our Patreon subscribers, and it is $11.70 a month. Get it, 11.7. And we felt like that was a fair amount for just the amount of effort and work that Dimitri's doing on the back end of the website, for us, setting everything up and keeping updated. So, I mean, what is it like? A little over $2 a week, and it's a lot of fun. There's a big grand prize, and then we'll also start, like during the month, we'll start giving out, either merchandise that we make or sponsors always approach us about like, hey, what can we do? What kind of giveaways can we do? So if you're in the Patreon, you'll be able to access giveaways that we do, and maybe some other smaller contests. Like last year, I know on a Thursday night for one of those SEC Thursday night games, Chinook Seeds, the sunflower seed company, they did like whoever can project the final or whoever picks the final score correct in the winner of this Thursday night game, they get a box of seeds, and we did that. So we'll do some more fun
We
giveaways
didn't do
this
that
year.
last year, did we?
Huh?
Did we do that last year?
Yeah, we did. I was
Oh, I
talking
don't,
to
I
the
don't even remember that.
Chinook guys earlier today, actually. So yeah, I mean, but it should be a lot of fun. The Survivor contest is very similar. It's the same 6 weekend series pick, or sorry, the same 6 weekend series, but you just pick one. Like whichever one you think is a lock, an absolute hammer play, you pick it. If they win 2 out of 3, then you move on to the next week. If you don't, then you're eliminated for the year. So last year it came down to the very last weekend, and I think there was a tiebreaker.
We had a
That
total run tiebreaker.
total runs tiebreaker, yep, and so it came down to a tiebreaker. It was just a blast to follow, even for the guys that were eliminated, like, they followed it and, everybody gave their comments, but so we're gonna do the exact same thing this year, but we want it to be bigger and better. So if you haven't already, check us out on Patreon. And the more people that we get signed up, the more fun we can do with the grand prize. Like for example, like I want this to be so big that we can give the 2 winners also like a $500 airfare gift card to cover travel costs. Because last year we weren't able to do travel costs. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's pretty much it for the Patreon, right? I'm trying to remember if I'm leaving
Yeah, that's
anything out.
pretty much it. I mean, you get access to the Discord. People are always in the Discord talking all year long, talking gambling, talking basic just fandom things. So the Discord is a great way to keep up with the season.
I need to re-download Discord. I just remembered that. I had to delete it for storage.
Really, I see where your
Mhm.
priorities are.
Yeah, it was the off season. So be it.
But anyways, yeah, the Discord. I think it's $1 a month. It's $1 a month, and you get access to the Discord, or I don't mean something like that. So, Discord
Mhm.
is a great way. If you don't want to pay, 11.70 for the pick'em and stuff, you can still join the Discord. There's a lot of active people in there, so that's a lot of fun. There's different things.
Yep. And I guess there's a $50 a month Patreon give or $50 a month Patreon subscription too, and that's for gambling picks. And so since this year, like last year, I handled all the gambling picks. It was a lot of fun. this year we're gonna try to do, maybe like an exclusive Patreon, live show type thing, maybe on, like, Fridays, if I can, picture in or put in an hour or 30 minutes on a Friday. Anybody that is a $50 a month, uh, subscriber, like, we can talk about picks, like, we can have a
Yep,
live
yep,
chat,
we
this
should
and
do
that,
that.
so we're gonna do that, but then also, like, every single day, like, even midweeks, if you do the $50 gambling chat or gambling Patreon dude, I'm sorry, my brain is all over the place. I don't know, it's late, I'm tired, I just drank coffee, probably not smart, but anyways, every single day, you'll get picks from me Tuesday, Wednesday, even if there's games Thursday, and, last year I started red hot, then I got ice cold, but I finished the year hot, and,
What would you say? What would you say you finished? Do you think you finished 30 games over? Like, what would you
no,
think? Let's
no,
say you
I
picked
think
100 games. Let's just say you picked 100 games. Do you think you got 60,
no,
70?
I lost count. I think I was at, like, 231 games when I stopped keeping track, and I was, like, right around 500, and then I probably went
You crushed
5 or
Omaha.
10 games over 500 from then on out. I mean, dude, it's tough, but, like, I'm picking underdogs, like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
throwing
pick
in
a lot of
parlays,
dogs.
throwing in some parlays, and, I know I was probably up on the year, but I don't have the exact this year, I'll do a better job of keeping track, but it was fun. Uh Anything else as far as Patreon goes? Because I wanna talk about our new merch line that you released, Dimitri. It's sick. Uh, so this past week, Dimitri was grinding in the lab and started doing some team-specific, apparel, T-shirts, pocket tees, and we did pretty well selling. I was impressed, but I still think there's a lot left. I think there's a lot of people that didn't quite pull the trigger and buy, and I this is the best college baseball designed merch that you'll find on the internet. And so if you're watching on the YouTube here, Dimitri's about to pull it up and, I'll share his screen. But I mean, we're talking I mean, we have Coastal Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Southern Miss, Florida, Tennessee or sorry, not Tennessee, UT is Texas, but here we go. If you're on the YouTube, here's a better look. But it what are we calling this? The defend,
In collection.
the defend collection. So, like, as you can see here, here's, something that resembles kind of what UNC, would look like. I can't
Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. We can't name
You're
Wisconsin.
right. It's not.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
These
This
are
is
yeah,
some school. This
we
is some
can't
school from
say
the Northwest.
exactly what we intended. We just intended for some cool logos with some states behind it. And possibly what ballpark they might or might not play at. But it's just wow, defend the swamp. We got the gate. Are those crocodiles? I think they might be crocodiles
I
wearing
think they're the
shorts.
crocodiles, the Florida crocodiles or something.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what do we have here? Defend the dam.
Are
Those are
those a
some
bunch of
cool
squirrels?
looking cats with big teeth. And that's either Washington or Oregon. I can't tell what state's behind it. Somewhere in the Northwest. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, those look like big cows. Big cows wearing
Oh,
leather jackets, and that state doesn't look familiar. Maybe the listeners can help me out, but wow, that looks really cool. Defend the dish. Wonder what dish means. This one's neat. Oh wow, we have some defend the Brait, and those look like a motorcycle gang with with hats with hats on. And that's the state maybe north of Texas. Hmm. But yeah, these are cool designs. We got a bunch of different teams. I think we have 9 right now. We did a couple custom that we sent to some players. And this right here, this is probably our crown jewel. This one sold the most. This one's called the Addictive Product Pocket Tee, where CWS, don't know what that means, but electric 56 college baseball games, 11.7 mg, and the warning label. This product contains college baseball. College baseball is an addictive chemical. So
So
These
be
just kinda came to us off the top of our head. Um, Really nothing else to it. Wow, look at that rake tee with the forest behind it, and is that a magician hat, or is that maybe a demon's hat? But, yeah, dude, our store is sweet. Dimitri does all of this by hand. And wow, here's some stuff from last year that sold pretty well. But, yeah, you guys check out our shop. We'll try to get it to you as before opening day if you're listening to this on Monday or Tuesday. And, yeah, we'll try to get it to you before opening day, but every dollar that, we make profit goes back into 11.7 so we can just continue to give you, good content this year, some new experiences, and I promise you we're not getting rich,
and
guys. Like,
maybe
it's
and maybe convince some people, cough, some people to not sign with the Boston Red Sox.
who's that?
Some former employee of ours that we don't name names.
Mason. Yeah, we
Who?
lost Mason. Yeah, we lost Mason. You can say
That
it.
was though.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
We've told the story. Yeah, we hired Mason McRae to run our draft board this year. We release it, and then 48 hours later, the Boston Red Sox offer him a job. So we're doing our part. That's our goal with Jack too. Got to get Jack that
Jack told
what's
me
it
he
play
doesn't want
by
to work for
play.
anybody else.
I'm a
Jack's
ride or die kind of guy, man. I dude,
Jack's
yeah,
gonna
Dang.
be doing the play by play for the College World Series one day. I'm just
yeah,
telling you guys now. So hop
yeah,
on the
wearing
bandwagon.
wearing one of those shirts that you just saw. Damn it, let's go.
Yeah, pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. All right, we did all our plugs. No sponsors this episode. We are still trying to ink some. We really just want like two good sponsors that we can, promote their stuff. And it's just harder nowadays to get sponsors.
It's
Economy's
been
not
awesome.
good. People don't have marketing budgets, even though we're probably the cheapest, uh, you know, cheapest platform to sponsor. I mean, you basically just tell us what you want to pay us, and we'll just be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like we're not business savvy people. Just like we will freaking ride or die for your company if you sponsor us. But anyways, we're close on a few. It's just I'm over it. We'll figure it out. Um,
You got a pencil talk sponsorship. I can guarantee free Dixon Ticonderogas for life. Outside of that, boys, keep them all
yeah.
moving. Keep them all moving.
What was last week's? Last week we had Publix water, we had Zen,
Yeah.
and we had Pencil Talk, Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga, big time.
Yeah, this week,
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Secured a big one. Public subs are
Pub subs,
officially
man,
they're officially a proud sponsor and partnership of ours. They're the
but not
official
really.
sub of 11.7.
But
The
no,
official sub of 11.7, they don't pay us anything. In fact, we pay them, and eat their products. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
good.
pay them. I think on some random weeks throughout the year, you can get their buffalo chicken tenders on a discount. But yeah, they're the official sub of 11.7.
I was actually in a Publix today doing a little grocery shopping, and the sub of the week, I believe, was the Boar's Head Ultimate, which is a good choice. So
There's only one
look at
choice.
Publix.
one choice and one choice only.
Publix meat
Yeah,
Italian, foot long on white bread.
That
yeah.
wouldn't.
I
Tender
will
pub.
say I shouted out my full-time job, my fundraising job last week, and I actually got 3 people signed up doing fundraisers for their travel ball teams. So, that was good. Team
Let's
funded right here.
go.
If you're interested in doing some
Wow,
fundraiser for
they heard you
whatever
on the
sport
pod
or
and they reached out.
yeah, I gave him my email, my company email. So ben@teamfunded.com. We can there's actually 2 like there's one more person that has 2 more um like travel ball teams, like a 9U and a 12U that said that they were interested. I emailed them back. Haven't heard back yet, but I imagine we'll probably do something for them too. So yeah, if dude, it doesn't matter if it's the chess club, the dance team, the football team, middle school, high school, college, it doesn't matter. I'll work with anybody.
What about
It's
esports? What about esports?
I did an esports one, Savannah High Esports 2 weeks ago, and they're
Wow.
crushing it. They're crushing it right now. Those kids are doing good. So yeah, ben@teamfunded.com, and you can work with me personally. I'll do your fundraising. It's fun. Easy squeezy. So I guess they can be our sponsor. Um, Anyways, I got a baseball in my hand right now. I'm feeling dangerous.
It's time to talk baseball.
Yeah, let's talk baseball. It's been 20 minutes. Appreciate everybody that listened to us, boast about what we got going on. But let's start with the Omaha 8. Last year, I think Dimitri, I think it was you last year that got 5 out of 8 or 4 out of 8.
I'm more likely to go 0 for 8 than 5 out of 8.
It could have been me. I know one of us did really well. I was too lazy to look it up, but I'm going with a completely different approach this year. I think it's too mainstream. I've been looking at I follow everybody on college baseball Twitter for the most part. And everybody's been posting their Omaha 8s this week, and it looks like everybody's just copying and pasting the exact same 8. So I will be avoiding all 8 of those copy and pasted teams because last year was just too chalk. It was too chalky. Felt like everybody was on LSU and Wake Forest. Um, I just blanked out on who the other chalky teams were last
Florida.
year.
Florida's chalky.
Yeah, Tennessee, chalky.
Yeah.
Virginia, kind of chalky. It just felt like all
Arkansas,
the best teams last year
Arkansas is
made it.
always the chalk. If they either make it or, I mean, I don't want to call them chalky, but Arkansas is always a popular Omaha pick.
Yeah. So how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go one at a time, or do you want us just to read our 8?
Do each 8.
You start us off, Dimitri. I've been talking a lot this episode. I need to take a breather.
No, Jack starts us off.
Jack, you're a guest. Come on. You lead us off with your 8.
I'm getting weird too. I think we've already decided that a mid-major team is going to win the Natty. And in my opinion, I think it's sexier to get a mid-major team in your Omaha 8 correct. So if I go 1 for 8, but my 1 is a mid-major, it feels like a gigantic win. So
That counts as 5. That
right.
counts as 5. Yeah.
I've been heavily top-loaded, and I'm also heavily biased. So I've made it very clear since being a guest on this podcast, if you want me to pick you, all you got to do is pay for me to come and broadcast and tell your team story. It's really that simple, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, my Omaha 8 in order. I'll go ahead and get my bias picks out of the way. The University of Tennessee, sang Rocky Top all the way on back to Omaha. Tony Vitello is the most gorgeous.
Henny Penny.
Yeah, I mean, he's the most gorgeous man in sports. He's GQ as hell. They got better. Drew Beam's up to 98 on Friday nights. They got their horse. I think their offense is deep. Tennessee back to Omaha. Felt like last year was one of the I don't want to say worse, but was one of their not as dominant teams, and they made a run. I think their standard is Omaha. I think they get back. South Carolina, the Gamecock podcast and the Pencil Talk Takeover comes this week. It's the most dominant, complete 1 through 9 offense in baseball. I think there's some question marks on the mound, and I think they'll be answered. I think Roman Kimball's a guy that hasn't done a baseball in 2 years. I think he's going to be really good on the front end. Give me the Yardcocks. Give me Mark Kingston. I think they go back and restore a little bit of 2010, 2011 magic. All right, my other bias picks. Troy Trojans. Here's my first mid-major. Their Pencil Talk takeover. We'll start next week. Skylar Meade. Here's a fun fact for you that we drop on the pod. Skylar Meade was an assistant at 5 different universities. Now at Troy. As a pitching coach, Skylar Meade has broken the single-season strikeout record at every school he's been at. The guy is a freak. Troy's nasty as shit on the mound. They had the number 4 strikeout to walk ratio in the country this year. They throw fast. They hit bombs, and quite literally what he told me. Troy's in Omaha. 4, I go back to my Pencil Talk takeover from November. Northeastern. I've been saying CAA is a top 5 conference in baseball. I've got 2 mid-majors already in, and that's 4. Now I'll rattle off my last 4. They're a little bit chalky as well, but I'm feeling frisky. LSU goes back and Wake Forest goes back. Everyone in the world thinks they're going back. I think Wake's pitching staff is just wildly, wildly stupid. I think that they potentially have 3 first-rounders on the weekend. So there's my 1 chalk pick. I think Texas in the Big 12 is kind of frisky. I also am trying to get them on. So there's a little bit of bias there. So that's my 7. And then 8, I go to another mid-major. It's the fucking Gauchos, baby.
Let's go.
UCSB, we had to get a West Coast team in there. I needed a little West Coast bias. And if it didn't go mid-major, I wouldn't be sticking to my guts. I think Matt Agey's that guy. I think he could be a sleeper. I don't think he wins the Golden Spikes, but I think in mid May, you go, man, this guy's been really good this year at 13-1 with a 270 ERA. He's going to get some votes. So yeah, I got 3 mid majors. I got a little bit of chalk with LSU and Wake, but I just think they're that good. Texas is my Big 12 team. But Troy, Northeastern, UCSB. Let's ride the mid majors to Omaha, baby.
I'm kind of mad that you did 3 mid majors there because for a second, like as you were talking, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna completely forget about my board and just go 8 mid majors and post that graphic. Because half the people would understand and like get the joke. The other half would be freaking furious. Like
Oh,
just
oh my God.
absolutely.
Ben thinks no SEC teams are going to make it. What a clown. What a
No,
clown.
and you know what my least favorite phrase is, and I probably shouldn't be saying this because now everybody's gonna tweet it at me, but this guy doesn't know ball.
This
And it's
guy.
like, bro, dude, that is the most annoying phrase of all time.
Wait,
This guy
what?
doesn't know ball.
Oh, he doesn't know ball. I
He
love that
doesn't know
phrase, though.
ball. Like,
I
Because
love
you know the guy who doesn't say this guy doesn't know ball? Like truthfully, in all honesty, doesn't know fucking ball and is like actually mad at you. Like in real life. Like that is a real life I'm mad at Ben's statement. Because the beauty is I bet half the coaches in the countries don't know what the fuck they're gonna be able to roll out on Friday.
exactly. No,
Nobody
100%. Like
knows.
I've
Bro.
talked to a bunch of coaches recently over the last couple weeks, and like most of them, actually, I don't even know if one of them has told me their weekend rotation yet. They're just
They
like,
don't
"Hey, we're
know.
trying to figure it out. Like, we're trying to figure this out right now." They're like, "We know what one guy's got, in the tank and what he's capable of, but we're still fighting for our Saturday, Sunday guy." So,
Most schools have two. Most schools roll into, so this past weekend would have been their final weekend of inter squad for preseason. You know who your Friday guy is because your Friday and Saturday guy usually throw on Friday. Saturday, two guys that start the scrimmage are going to be your two guys that are fighting for that final Sunday spot. One of them might be end up being the midweek, the other one, whatever. Then Sunday starters are usually freshmen that could end up being really good or becoming a weekend guy or a weekday starter 3 weeks down the road from now, 2 weeks from the road. But most usually have Friday, Saturday, but Sunday's always up for grabs until the very end.
For sure. LSU won the Natty last year, and like half the guys that dominated in Omaha were non-factors until like late May. Like no one had heard of Riley Cooper. Now they're going to build him a fucking statue in Baton Rouge. Like no one heard of Nate Ackenhouse. He threw like 17 innings all year, and he went 6.
Half of them thought Thatcher Hurd needed to go find a new place to play.
right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So they don't fucking know.
All right. My Omaha 8. Last year, I dog shit this team all year. I didn't think they were going to do it. Wake Forest is going to be back.
Mhm.
They feel like that team that was so damn close. They're going to get back. I think they're going to get back. There's no way this team missed it. They're just too talented. They're going to have a home. They're going to be at home the whole way through. So Wake Forest. Number 2, Oregon State. There's nobody competing with them out on the West Coast. You put them in a super regional, they're going to be at home. I mean, it's going to be really bad luck for some team to get put out there that's going to be in their way. TCU.
Ooh,
I don't like this pick. But this team goes back to Omaha. They find themselves in Omaha, and they've been missing it for too long. So I think they get back. They've been out for what, the last 3, Ben? Last 4?
Let's see. The last time, shoot, was it
2019 with Mississippi State was there? I mean, 2021. Sorry.
2021 Mississippi State won it all. Yeah.
Yeah, was TCU there?
No.
So they haven't been since COVID?
They went last year.
TCU? Oh
Yeah,
my
dude, they beat
God. Oh
Indiana
my
State.
God. They beat Indiana State. Duh.
I thought you were just assuming. I thought you already
No.
said that.
I was being stupid. They won last year, beat Indiana State.
I think they
Anyways,
were
I think
also
they
in
go
like
back.
2017 as
Yeah.
well, but I'll double check.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, whatever. Still sticking with that. Wake Forest, Oregon State, TCU, Arkansas. I think the Hogs go back, and I think this could be the year that they finally do it. Florida. They were same thing. They're similar with Wake Forest. Man, they lost. They just got outbeat in the final series. Calianone, if he pitches a little bit better, that game could completely go a different way. but LSU was not losing that series. But I mean, dude, they won a game like 17-4. Like that's how good they were. They just couldn't string it
Yeah.
together for 2 wins. I think they go back. So we've got Wake, Oregon State, TCU, Arkansas, and Florida. Now here's where the fun begins.
It says pretty chalky.
I've got a team that nobody's talking about. Florida State. I went through their scrimmage highlight. They've got two dudes pumping 100. They've got Cam Leiter. They've got Whitaker. They've got another dude. Their pitching staff is loaded. And then Cam Smith hit like a 450-foot bomb, 115 off the bat. This team is going to be really good this year. And I think
for sure. And they have a little Mike Martin magic.
Mike Martin mojo.
Hey, man.
Like this team, I think people don't realize they're going to be. I think they're going to be really good. All right, final two. I crossed this team out. I wrote them down, crossed them out, wrote them down, crossed them out, wrote them down again. That's how flip-floppy I'm on this team. So I'm going to give you the first one. UC Irvine. The Eaters are going to Omaha. Everyone is on Santa Barbara. This is the team you want. You want the Anteaters from Irvine, California. All right, final one. It came down to 3 teams: Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and Northeastern. Those were the 3 teams I couldn't decide on which. I'm scared that Northeastern is going to get put in too tough of a regional, whether they have to go to Wake Forest or they have to go somewhere. They're going to get put in a hard super to get to Omaha. I think they can win the regional. Super is where the big boys play in super regional. Tennessee, I don't want to be that guy that picks Tennessee to go back to Omaha again, but I really do like them there. So I think I'm going to go with the team that I least believe that's going to make it, and it's the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Look, everybody's sleeping on Vanderbilt. They still run the most professional. I mean,
Program.
maybe unless somebody else has changed recently, but as far as like just professional, everybody looks the same. More of like a military mindset with Tim Corbin. You're right. Like Vanderbilt would not shock me one bit if they made it. You just don't know what you're going to get out of them this year. That's all. There's some question marks.
They have like 6 guys that all could be their weekend starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just some question marks with the team this year.
But they have 6 guys that are good enough to be weekend starters for them.
So I know. I'm going to say it again.
Problem to
they
have.
just have some question marks. Like, they don't know who the weekend
rotation
is.
What the hell are you talking about? It's a good.
I'm not saying it's a problem. I said it's a question mark.
You're framing it like it's a problem.
No, I'm saying that once they get it all figured out, if they get it figured out, they'll be fine. Dude, why are you so confrontational, man?
I have a question that I think could spark debate. How do we feel about the nickname Vandy Boys, though?
It's okay. It's okay. They did it a long time ago. Like the Vandy Boys have been around for a while, so it's starting to become.
It's like they're like
retro.
It's like their Instagram tag.
Yeah, and I think it might be their Twitter tag too.
Vandy Boys. That's the Vandy Boys.
I'm not a fan.
Why?
I don't know.
Just because you're some closeted Tennessee fan now with Tony Vitello holding your pocket.
Yeah, here's the deal.
I think you need to get humbled and checked a little bit.
Payroll for Tony Vitello.
Dimitri, it's not closeted, buddy. It's very outwardly spoken. If the Vandy Boys want me to hold on to the boys' pocket, I'll very much so do it. But
maybe I should make a graphic and put it on a T-shirt. Tony Vitello and you walking behind him, holding his pocket like Teabag from Prison Break.
Would be worse places to hold on to. I got to tell you.
We're going there this episode. Okay, it's going off the rails. Love it.
Good to know that we have a Tennessee fan on this podcast. No.
Well,
that's good. Maybe Jack can defend me against Vol Twitter because they just attack me for no reason. They did it all last year, and I was like, bro, I picked you guys to win the SEC. Passionate
so
about it.
And I got flamed because I put out a video that didn't put a certain person in a good light. I was just highlighting the situation. They freaking attacked me like rabid dog.
Vol Twitter's scary, man. Very scary. All right, so did you finish your 8?
I'm done. That was my 8. Florida State, Wake Forest, Oregon State, UC Irvine, TCU, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Florida.
Okay. So I'm going to put out my Omaha 8 here. And only people that listen to the pod or watch the YouTube are gonna understand why I'm doing this. I I mentioned it earlier. I'm so tired of the copy and pasted, everything looks the same. We're all gonna have these 4 SEC teams and, Wake Forest and add in, Coastal Carolina. Like, everybody thinks that they're onto something. So I'm not gonna pick any team that I've seen on a graphic yet
Anywhere.
for
I
Omaha.
love
And I guarantee you I have more right than what everybody else has right. I'm
And
willing to make
that's
that
why I
bet.
hate doing what I just did, but
Yeah, no, but there won't be any Wake Forest, there won't be any Florida, no LSU, no Arkansas,
I
no
didn't go with LSU.
Tennessee. No,
But
but I'm
don't you like
saying,
Arkansas to win it because of your geography, latitude, longitude guy?
yeah, I did go on SEC Unfiltered, hosted by Chris Phillips, good friend of mine. I went on his pod last Thursday night, and I did announce that I do think Arkansas is gonna win the national championship. So, like, that is my national championship pick.
Yeah.
And if you
So
want
go
my
with
real
7
Omaha
more.
8. Huh?
So go with 7 other one.
No.
No,
I
no, no,
like
no. This
I
is
like
this is just gonna be
do this.
different.
You can't have
Look,
Arkansas.
no, but I'm saying this is only straight for everybody that's listening to the pod or watching on YouTube. Like, I will go ahead and say Arkansas is my national championship pick. There is gonna be a big future on them at plus 1,100 that, like, will be done. But for the graphic purposes, like, I'm trying to stir up some.
I
I
love where
want
you're going.
people to do a little double take and be like, "Who, Ben, what are you smoking, dude? Like, why?" But these teams are all good too. Like, they're not just I'm not throwing Albany, the Great Danes in Omaha. That's not happening.
Fuck, I forgot to put Long Island in mine. Can we go back? Damn it.
You can add them as your 9th team. First team
Keep
out.
going. Keep going. Sorry.
No, 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 you're good. So, I'm doing my Omaha 8, and these are teams you will not see on the graphic, but good teams. I mean, on anybody else's graphic. So, we're gonna start off with Texas Tech. I love the Red Raiders. People are sleeping on Texas Tech big time this year. I think they're gonna be very talented. Gavin Cash is probably one of the most pure hitters in America, and you've never heard his name. So, I
I,
like Texas Tech. You have a question, Dimitri? I saw you
no,
raise your hand.
I just said you said nobody's ever heard of him. I said I have.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, and I also want to say, kind of piggybacking off the Arkansas pick, I really do think Dallas Baptist gets there this year, and I really do think UC Santa Barbara. But no, 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 Dimitri, those are non-official picks for this graphic.
Oh,
I'm just saying, if I had to make a real Omaha 8, Dallas Baptist and Santa Barbara would be in there with Arkansas and probably some other chalky teams. But I'm going to go ahead and say there's a team here that was really, really good 2 years ago. Last year, they played a tough schedule. They they just I don't really know an excuse for it. They couldn't score runs. They couldn't win at home. But Georgia Southern will be making a trip to Omaha this year.
who?
Yeah.
The Georgia Southern Eagles are legit. The more I look into them, the more I like them, and I think that they could easily, not easily, but I think I like them just as much as Coastal, just as much as Troy, just as much as Southern Miss, and nobody's talking about the Golden Eagle or not Golden Eagles. Wow, I said Southern Miss.
I'll tell you,
The
Golden
Georgia
Eagles
Southern, the
missed.
Georgia Southern Eagles, who hosted a regional 2 years ago.
Time out. Is Texas Tech your first one?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Texas Tech,
All right,
Georgia
now okay,
Southern.
I'm on the same page now.
Yep. So Texas Tech, Georgia Southern. That's 1, 2. Not they're not going to be the 1 and 2 overall seeds. I'm just saying they're teams that could make it to Omaha, and nobody's talking about them. Number 3, Indiana. I'm still surprised a week before the season why Indiana is not the favorite to win the Big Ten. They are the best team in the Big Ten. I'm so tired of the flashy. Brody Brecht was throwing 102 miles an
What did
hour.
Iowa do to you? What did the Hawkeyes do to you? Something pissed you off because you would be normally high on the team like this.
I was
Every
high
year,
on him last year. I liked him last year. I picked him to beat LSU in my gambling picks.
they did.
And they did. Yeah, no, I liked Iowa last year. I think they're going to be good this year. But you look at like the back end of the bullpen for Indiana, and you look at their starting lineup, and like this is a team that's actually built to win in the postseason. Like you guys are going to have to trust me on this. But they're
I don't
old.
doubt it. I don't doubt
They
it.
got good stuff, and it's just like I think the Vegas bookmakers were reading the headlines and doing this and that, and Iowa's got Team USA guys and blah, blah. I think Indiana's a better overall team, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to keep up with the Big Ten. But I'm adding Indiana, going back for the first time since 2014 or 15, sometime in there. But they did make it to Omaha. Oh, no, excuse me. I'm about to burp, but I'm going to try not to in the mic. All right. Fourth team, the Auburn Tigers, led by Ike Irish. Auburn's a team we're getting used to. We're getting used to seeing them in Omaha. Like last year was a little bit of a surprise because I think they made it 2 of the 3 years before that. Now this is a total shot in the dark, but every year it seems like there's an SEC team that's much better than what people are saying, uh, preseason wise. Someone that's at the bottom, like projected to finish in the bottom, and they end up hosting a super regional or making it to Omaha. So I think out of the bottom 4 teams of Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Missouri, I think Auburn is going to be the best of those 4. So taking a shot in the dark with Auburn. Number 5. This was going to be Florida State. Dimitri's already talking about Florida State, so I pivoted. Georgia Tech's going to be a lot better this year. Georgia Tech has the number 1 high school recruiting class, I believe, from last year. They also brought in a good bit from the transfer portal and a new pitching coach this year, which that's what's been holding them back for the last 4 or 5 years. You know, they would score 10 runs a game but give up 11. And I'm just putting this is another total shot in the dark, but I'm projecting that the new pitching coach is going to have the staff ready. And you know, they do have star power. Like they have
Hey,
legitimate star power. So
you
give
want
me
to know
Georgia
something
Tech.
about Georgia Tech pitching staff that I'm really a fan of?
What's
They
that?
got a new pitching coach. They got a director of pitching analytics, who's a good friend of mine, Jason Richmond. Shout out to him. I think it's Will Taylor. Will something Taylor. He was the pitching coach at Georgia State, and then he went somewhere else. He's a really good dude, pitching coach. My friend, Jason Richmond, came from USC Aiken, doing like director of pitching. And then they brought back the big dog, Deck McGuire. You remember him?
I do remember the name. I don't know
Deck
him personally,
McGuire is
but
back. I think he's the bullpen coach and also pitching assistant, something like that. And then they've got another guy who's in charge of like other video and the analytical stuff for the coaches to look at and all that. So they completely revamped their outlook and their development on pitching because Danny Hall basically knew I'm either going to be forced into retirement or I'm going to get fired if I don't get this pitching staff turned around because it's been pretty bad lately.
yeah, 100%. Have I said okay, wait. So I've said Georgia Tech, Indiana, Texas. They're written out, but just scattered
Texas
across
Tech,
my paper.
Georgia Southern, Indiana, Auburn, Georgia Tech.
So that's 5, right?
Yep.
3 more.
Okay. So the 3 left. The other ACC team that I think is going to surprise a lot of people is Louisville. Another team, Dan McDonald does a good job. He's like one of the few, in my opinion, one of the few head coaches, whatever you want to call them. I guess you can't say manager, but head coaches that constructs his team pretty similar every year. Like he knows the build of the players that he wants. Most of them are power speed guys. Last year did not pan out, but you look at it like he's had something like 11, I think 11 first round draft picks over the last like 8 years, 7 years. And you know, there's going to be possibly one this year. So I don't know. I think Louisville people are forgetting about. They dominated the ACC, or maybe not dominated, but won a ton of games in the ACC for a long time. And like last year was a down year for them. So similar to like Florida State, big bounce back year here for Louisville. Um, so 2 left, right? I only have 1 more written down. I forgot who it was, who the last team was. Wait, do I have 2 left or 1 left? Because
Two.
Left.
they're like scattered on my paper here.
Kind of like how your brain is picking these.
No, I know. Hold on, boys. Hold on, everybody. Let's do a
You
little
like-
filler. There was
you
another
like-
Big 12 team. Oh, no, it wasn't a Big 12 team. I had to pivot.
You liked Florida State, but you pivoted because you wanted to go fade.
I know. Now I got to pull it back up on my phone. Hang tight, hang tight. Let's do a little filler.
You've got Texas Tech, Georgia Southern, Indiana, Auburn, Georgia Tech, and
Oh,
Louisville.
UCLA was one. Okay, that was the one that I did not
No
write
way
down.
you're doing this.
What?
No way you're doing this with the UCLA thing again. They
I do
bite
it every year.
your ass every year.
I do.
Wow.
Listen, UCLA, obviously on paper, Oregon State is the best team in the conference, followed by, a group between Oregon, Stanford, UCLA's in that conversation. A lot of people are high on USC this year too,
I know.
which kinda, I mean, I haven't bought into USC yet. Like I gotta see it first. It was kinda like when Wake Forest back in 2021,
Hey,
everybody was buying in and talking about it, and a couple years before they got, like, known. But, yeah, I mean, I think what Coach
can I
Stankiewicz
make
is
a
doing
hot
at
take
USC.
here?
Huh?
Can I make a hot take here?
No, hold on, let me finish my thought. But what I think Coach Stankiewicz is doing at USC is good. He's been a proven winner everywhere he's been. I just gotta see it on the field first. I just it's weird for me not to see UCLA, like a top 5 overall team going into the preseason. Like, it feels every year they're in the top 5. Everybody's high on them. This year, nobody's talking about them, so I'll take my chances with UCLA.
My hot take was going to be Cal will finish in front of the USC in the Pac-12 standings this year.
Cal will be good too. They have a lot of
They
draft
are better
prospects.
than USC.
Yep. And then, my last team, the Georgia Bulldogs, I'm the only one shouting from the rooftops. I wanted to save them for
Two
last.
teams from the state of Georgia. No, three.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you doing? Three
yeah,
teams.
3 teams from the state of
Get the
Georgia.
fuck out of here.
Well, dude, remember, this is not my actual Omaha 8. I will come out with my actual Omaha 8. It's just so chalky, and nobody wants to hear about the same 8 to 12 teams that everybody's talking about.
I love that.
Georgia's gonna be really good this year. Wes Johnson comes over from LSU. He's the one that pretty much perfected Paul Skeens. Um, Paul Skeens transfers from Air Force. He's a good prospect, but it's throwing low 90s. One offseason with him, and he's jumping up 5, 6 miles an hour, becomes the most dominant pitcher that we've probably ever seen at the college level. And now he gets to do it with a very skilled, still talented Georgia pitching staff. They don't have the numbers to show for it. So it's going to be a big project. Maybe this isn't the year for Georgia to win a national championship, but this could be a huge step in the right direction, similar to like the first year Vitello was there. Like, just change the culture, figure out who your guys are, and then if they're not one of your guys, they'll hit the portal and he'll bring in who he wants. But yes, Georgia's going to be really good this year, fellas. Maybe maybe not Omaha, but I'm going out on a limb and saying I'll be the only one that has that big Georgia G on the Omaha 8 graphic, and people are gonna be like, "What is this guy smoking?" But Auburn, Georgia, they'll be the 2 teams from the SEC in Omaha.
All right. I have two things to say. First, you know that meme where the guy is covering the people with the arrows coming in his back?
That's me.
I'm gonna defend you like that tomorrow. When this graphic goes out and everyone is trashing you, I'm gonna stand there and protect you. Because you
Thank
don't
you.
deserve that. You went out on a limb. I really hope you go 8 for 8 on these picks so you can just slam dunk on every
I'm
single
not
one of
even
these.
asking for 8 of 8. I'm just asking for more than what everybody else has,
Dude,
Yeah,
because everybody just feels like they have the answers
I
to the
know, and
test.
I'm changing one of mine already. I don't like it at all.
Do it.
Do you remember when Tennessee lost to Notre Dame 2 years ago?
How can I forget? I
How
lost a
can
lot of money
anybody
that
forget,
day.
right? Wake Forest is not making it to Omaha this year.
All right.
Cross them out. You see
You
this?
said Wake, right?
Cross them out.
Wake?
Yeah, it's in Wake.
I have a
Okay.
new team. The
Let's
Demon
hear it.
Deacons are out.
I'm
The
Russ.
Charleston Cougars.
Duke Blue Devils are in.
Duke, okay.
Duke.
I like it. Here's the deal. Here's why I like that pick. Because Ben, Indiana, and Dimitri, now Duke, both for the brand come this weekend. Takeovers with the Hoosiers and the Blue Devils coming this weekend. So we're all on board with those boys.
Yeah, and you're gonna be there in Myrtle Beach for that coastal tournament. Boots on or flops on the ground, as you say.
Boom.
So if you're going to be out in the tournament, go hit up Jack. He'll do a little pencil talk interview with you. And I know you got a lot of players and coaches lined up, but you'll make time. You'll make time for everybody else, I'm sure.
Duh. Let's go.
Are you guys with me here?
Duke.
Tennessee heartbroken, shot on home turf by the nerds from South Bend. The nerd from Durham, North Carolina, are gonna shock the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in that Super Regional. I can just see it. They're gonna
Wait,
be
so
hanging over
you're
their
like
tank.
projecting the super regional right now. You think Duke and Wake Forest
I
will
hope.
match up in the super
I hope
regional?
just for
No,
content's sake.
somebody
I
clip
hope
this
so.
and save it until end of May because we got to figure that, or I guess June. Save
Here's
it
what,
till June.
Ben,
But
here's what you made a really strategic content decision tonight. And this is a learning opportunity for myself. You just picked 8 teams, and one of them's going to be there. All you got to do is just go clip the 1-minute segment of the 8 teams.
Yeah.
They don't call you Big Swinging Dick Ben Upton in college baseball for a reason. You let it hang
Benny
on.
Ball
a
game.
Stop
What are you
it.
talking about?
Stop it.
It's Benny.
Unbelievable move.
It's Benny Ball game.
Benny
Used
Ball.
to be Benny
I like
Ball
that.
game. That's what they called me. But yeah, you're right, Jack. I mean, it just takes one of these 8 teams to make it, and then you look back and be like, "Wow, he said this on February 12th. He
Guy's a
knew."
genius. It's a power move. I went for the brand. I went bias. It was a dumb homer round of 8. You let it hang, and you'll be the genius when one of those teams goes. If you get 2 right, you're gonna be fucking on top of the world.
That's what I'm saying, man. All I got to do is just get more than like I had the 8 teams written down. Or there was like 12 teams that were just kind of recycled, and everybody's Omaha 8. I was just sick and tired of seeing it. Like I was tired of seeing those logos. Like, sure, they might be the best teams on
It
paper.
gets old. It gets really old
It
because
gets old so fast. Like I'm tired of seeing the Arkansas, Florida, LSU, Tennessee. I mean, it's just, bleh, I'm tired of it.
But here's where you're right too, and I think you mentioned it. Even like my sleepers, my mid majors, like I hate that I did it Northeastern, and now everyone's got Northeastern in the top 25. Like that's not good for the
Right.
Huskies. I met Matt Agee in Team USA in Charleston last summer, and I'm like, I'm in love with the Gauchos. Met their pitching coach, who was an awesome dude, and I'm like, I'm all over the Gauchos. But now everyone's like, oh, you wait till you see us.
well, to be fair, everybody knew the Gauchos were going to be really good this year.
But
Yeah,
are
but
they?
like, yeah,
We
but
don't
all
know.
suck balls now. I mean, it's mid-major. Like you
That's what
don't
I'm
know.
No, I
saying.
agree. But
You know what I mean? Like
here's what
I'm just
scares me.
every team I picked, I've interviewed. So like I'm a Homer.
I love that. I love it. You're for the brand, baby. But Ben, correct me if I'm wrong. At least 4 SEC teams have made it to Omaha the last like 5 tries, right?
That feels right. Yeah.
Something along those lines. And I'm sitting here counting. I've got 1, 2, 3. And I just feel like it's not enough. It's never enough. They
It's
take over
never enough.
Omaha, the fucking SEC Invitational.
Well, the SEC has 14 teams in it, and 8 of them are preseason ranked, so over half. And then you look at the other 6, and you're like, like Auburn could
Two
be
of them,
good,
2 of the 3 2 of the last 3 national champions are 2 of the teams that are not ranked.
right? Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, Auburn, Georgia, and
No, is Auburn is ranked.
no, they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah. Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, Georgia, and
Or is it 9?
Is it Kentucky? Kentucky's not ranked.
Kentucky. That's it.
Kentucky might be ranked, boys.
No, they're
Are
not. Kansas State, South Carolina, Kansas State, Northeastern, UCLA, Texas Tech, Iowa, Alabama, Coastal, Santa Barbara, yada yada. Kentucky and
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I do
You know
like
what?
our
Let me say one more thing. I'm also tired of 100 different top 25s out there.
Oh, so bullshit. I hate it.
Like
Ben, what are you tired? Give us everything you're tired of right now. I want to
there's a
rank. I
lot.
want to hear
There's
the
a
rank.
lot in college baseball right now that maybe it's because I'm a bitter man now. I'm 7 years removed from playing college baseball. Graduated in 2017, Mercer Bears' biggest disappointment season. We should have won the conference. We should have won a regional that year. Didn't even make it to one. So anyway, 7 years out. It's the same recycled shit every single week. It's like someone's got to be creative and like somebody's got to like stand out and like say something that you're not read something else other than D1 baseball. Like those guys do a great job. Um, and like I love Kendall and the D1 staff to
Tell us
death.
how
Like
you really feel.
yeah, like they do great stuff, but everybody reads the same preseason articles. Everybody does this, like reads the same fall reports, and nobody does research on their own. I read the same things everybody else does, and yeah, I can see why everybody likes these 8 teams or these 12 teams. But go back and like read other things, or I don't know, look at last year's stats, who they're returning, who they lost. It's just I don't know.
Keep going.
Maybe I'm just
No,
maybe
tell
I'm
us how you
wrong.
really
Going.
feel.
I love it.
30 more seconds, Ben. Let it all out. It's healthy
Everybody's
feel.
just unoriginal, man. And
All of them.
we're
Dick riders.
we do some things that are unoriginal too, but we try to mix it up with some new, fun, exciting things. And I'm not saying we're the best because we're not. I mean, we do things on our own terms, and there needs to be more people like that. Like there needs to be more people that are focused on the grand. Like, don't be so close-minded. Like, don't be so narrowly focused. Don't try to be right in everything. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to have wrong opinions. Like every other sport has it. Like Stephen A. Smith made a living being wrong and just having these hot takes. There is no Stephen A. Smith in college baseball. Everybody's the same buttoned up, like, oh yeah, I like Wake Forest. They have 6 guys that throw 95 plus and they throw strikes with arm side run and they'll throw their cover with a 2-0 count. And it's like, dude, I just heard Johnny with 3 followers on Twitter just tweet that. Like everybody's tweeting the same thing.
I will say, I'm not claiming to be Stephen A. Smith, but a lot of people do not like me. Apparently, there's a Reddit, and they always say, I love Ben Upton and the 11.7 guy. Dimitri is a hard listen. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to
It's
work on it.
because
I'm just a
Dimitri, but
hard listen.
it's not your fault. Everybody's just so accustomed to one way of doing college baseball and like one way, like they have to hear a certain thing about their team only. And if you don't say that one thing, then they hate you. They're like, oh, he has no idea what he doesn't know ball. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, bro, there's
I don't know. I mean, it's
301
fine.
teams. Like,
I don't want everyone to like me. So I will gladly take the Stephen A. Smith role. Even by the way, I am not claiming to be even close to Stephen A. Smith. I'm not claiming to be as cool as him. I'm not claiming any of those things.
That's
But
not
if there's a
Stephen A.
guy
Smith.
that I'm willing to do, I'm willing to be it because I don't care what people think about me.
like what I do like about all 3 of us, and a big reason why we brought Jack along is because he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. He's not afraid to ask the different questions, and spice things up. But we could do a whole podcast on the Lemoyne Dolphins, like an hour-long podcast, and nobody's willing to do that. Like we could do it starting right after this, and just tell you everything about the new Division One team, the Lemoyne Dolphins, in somewhere in New York. They play at what's their stadium? It's like Dick something Stadium. It's really funny. Dick Hardwood or something.
Oh, by the way, defend the dick, the Florida State Seminoles.
You gotta add it.
Yeah, that's good.
But not the Florida States, and you can't say the Florida
Yeah.
State part.
Yeah.
What?
It would just be a tribe in
Defend the dick.
Florida. I know, but you can't say the FSU part.
Yeah.
We'll get a
FSU.
little cease and desist.
What FSU part?
Exactly. Some school named
Oh,
after a
I
tribe
get
in
it now. I
Florida.
don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. Right,
yeah.
right.
You see, if for all the new listeners out there, we're
Defend the fighting
sometimes
dicks.
we're way too transparent and like we gotta tone it back some, but this is our show. We go off the rails. We talk about things that
Defend the
um
fighting dicks.
yeah, we're brainstormers. That's all we are. But we're an hour in. Let's do our Golden Spikes draft. It's going to be a traditional snake draft, and like I'll go first. Dimitri will go second. Jack will go third, fourth. Dimitri fifth. Me sixth, seventh. So we're going to make 3 picks of guys we think are going to win the Golden Spikes, and then we'll give on the 4th round, the final round, we'll give a dark horse, somebody that is not listed on the FanDuel Golden Spikes watch list or whatever. And in fact, Golden Spikes came out with their own watch list that we can go off of too. Somebody that's not on the preseason, whatever. And I mean, I have a really good pick for that. So I hope hopefully you guys came prepared. But anyways, let's dive into it. I'll go first. Golden Spikes draft. I'm telling you guys who's going to win it right now, and it's Tommy White.
Yeah. Fuck.
Tommy White is going to win the Golden Spikes, and I'll tell you why. Not only does he have I might have said this on the podcast already, so I mean, previous podcast, but not only does he have a freshman and a sophomore year campaign that not only got him a lot of attention, but, like, he's got accolades that nobody else returning for the 3rd year has. Maybe Nick Kurtz, I have to double check his freshman year, but Tommy White, home runs, RBIs, batting average, slugging percentage, OPS, leadership, whatever. But it's the intangibles that he has that I think a lot of people don't have, and that's the look. I mean, we're talking tiger arm or tiger tattoo on his arm, gold chain, long hair, swaggy, outspoken. Um, like he is the real spark factor that will get him a lot of attention, especially coming back from the reigning national champions. Everything is lined up for Tommy White to win the Golden Spikes. He had over 100 RBIs last year and he missed 10 plus games with a shoulder injury. He was playing hurt. I know, Jack, that's your guy right there, but I love Tommy White. This will be his team. It's not gonna be Dylan Cruz's team. It's not gonna be Paul Skeen's team. It's not gonna be Trey Morgan's team. Now it's his turn. Like, he is gonna be in Baton Rouge, hitting in the 3 hole and just raking in RBIs and home runs. I love Tommy White.
So, are we doing this in the draft to try to see who actually ends up with the winner at the end of the year? Or are we just picking like people we like?
Just take Cax.
Obvious pick here. There's only one obvious pick for me to take here.
Do it.
Yeah, we're trying to see who can actually get the Golden Spikes
Just
winner.
take him.
So we
Just
got
take
to draft it based on potential rather than just people we like and stuff.
Yeah,
Take-
right.
Okay, so then I got to take Jack Kelly on it here.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows who he is. I don't need to explain anything. He throws hard, he hits hard, and he does both. Whatever. That's it.
Are the expectations too high for him though this year? Are people gonna be disappointed with a 4 or 5, like a 4.5 ERA, like a
He's gonna finish with a
9-4
4.3
record,
with 22
and
homers.
20 and he hits 24 homers instead of 33? Like, are people gonna be disappointed in that?
No, because if he finishes with a 4 ERA and Florida makes Omaha and he has 22 home runs, how can you be mad?
No, I just think last year he might have set the expectations too high.
Yeah, because people are going to pitch around him. He's going to get walked more.
He should have won it last year. I'm gonna make that clear and, like, throw that on the table. I think he should have won it last year. He was the most outstanding or amateur baseball
I
player in the
agree.
country.
Lead the country in homers and be pitching Game 3 of the national championship in Omaha. That's how much they trusted him. That's how good he is on the mound. Like, come on.
He should have won the Golden Spikes.
But anyway, yeah, I got to take him there.
Good
All right,
pick.
Jack, you get 2 picks here.
Yeah, I think I love y'all's. You snaked my Tommy White. I still think at plus 1,400 on FanDuel, like that is insane. Like I think it's insane that he's not in the top 3. You've altered my strategy. I'll take Kurtz. I think I got to be really careful the way I say his name this year.
Dick Hurt? Who? Dick Hurt?
Yeah, I'll take Kurtz. I think the guys hitting in front of him, I think he'll finish with a shit ton of RBIs. Like you could see him finish with maybe the most RBIs in the country. It's an advantageous lefty ballpark. I mean, he's going to hit 25 plus jimmies again. Think not having
will go into Winston-Salem and beat them to go to Omaha.
Yeah. So maybe he doesn't get to 100 RBIs because he doesn't get to Omaha with Dimitri's pick. I'm all on board with that. But I do think no Brock Wilkin maybe hurts him a little bit. That's why I think he's maybe a little bit too high right now. But I'll take Kurtz. And then give me Chase Burns. I think Burns has a Paul Skeens-esque year. Like I really do.
You just took my 2 picks.
Well, maybe we'll work out a trade because I like Tommy White.
Not giving up Tommy White. Not giving him up.
And I'm sitting steadfast with my boy Chase Burns. I think he is Paul Skeens 2.0 this year. Give him in the factory. If it works as a starter, he's going to be 1-1 in the draft.
Have you seen his numbers in this pre-spring?
Did you guys see the video? I tweeted it out, or someone, I can't remember who I reposted it from, but someone with Wake, their head coach behind the dish with him on the mound, just pumping 100 miles per hour. I mean, can you imagine throwing 100 miles per hour and your head coach getting behind the dish, throwing 93 mile per hour sliders? If the guy fouls the ball off and it squares your head coach up in the face, he can be concussed for 2 weeks. But nobody fouls him off, so like fuck.
So why don't you give this same sympathy and respect for umpires? They deserve more sympathy and respect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I just didn't like him very much.
That's the problem I have. People are freaking out about head coach Wake Forest behind the dish. How brave and how wow! Just what a great job. umpire does it 56 games a year. No respect.
To be honest, I missed that video. When was it tweeted? Saturday?
Oh, did you really?
I missed it, yeah. What is it?
Anyway, Chase Burns, 10
Does he
innings.
have gear on? Does he have, like,
Yeah,
Yeah, he
catcher's
was
gear on?
fully protected, dude. Like a normal.
Okay. Dude,
Yeah.
for a second, I was like, "Man, was he just, like, raw dogging it back there?"
No,
No
got
medic?
gear on a knee, like took a knee.
Wow.
Anyway, Chase Burns, 10 inning, no run, 20K, pretty.
And that's against probably the best offense in the nation.
It's pretty sick.
Nuts.
Pretty
At
sick.
least 5 of them, because they probably split it up, 5 on one team, 5 on the other. So he's facing some underclassmen 6 through 9, but more or less, he's facing the best hitters in the country. So yeah, good for him. But so Dick Hurt and Chase Burns.
Yeah, boom. There's my two. Love the
All
state.
right. This is a tough spot. I've got 2 guys. Cam Smith of Florida State.
Wait, don't say your other one. Just make your pick.
Yeah,
I'm picking
Oh,
next.
you're right. We're doing a draft order. That's right.
Yeah.
That's Cotton.
Chill.
Chill, bro.
Dakota Jordan, Mississippi State.
I love that pick, but he might not be the guy from Mississippi State I would choose. I don't think anybody's gonna pick this guy, so I'll go ahead and say it. But Hunter Hines, I think, will probably have a better year offensively. I think he's
Dakota
just
Jordan, it's a way higher ceiling prospect.
no doubt. 100%, like, he's got real power. Like, just, like, real not you don't see it at the college level very often.
Screaming line
And
drive type of power in backyard baseball.
right, exactly. I love the pick. I think him and Hunter Hines you can make a case for either one of them to hit 30 homers this year.
I mean, that ballpark is very forgiving.
It's so easy to they had that student home run derby
That was sick.
last week. I was watching some highlights. I wish I would have went out there. I think I could hit 10 homers in 11 swings. Field is so small. So small.
I don't know if the number, the actual distance is that small, but that park plays so small.
You know what it is? The fence is too short.
I don't know what it is. It just feels
Any
so
field with a small fence, like a tiny fence, just looks so much shorter.
And it's like East Carolina, same thing over there. That park feels like a little Cracker Jack park too.
I've told the story about me taking BP my senior my senior year. We played at ECU, and I think I hit like 12 out of 15 swings over the fence, like bombs. Oh, and obviously I was trying to hit, like I was really trying to hit homers, but the ball just flies at ECU, and I imagine it's the same way at Mississippi State. It's the small fences, dude. I'm telling you, they play 20 feet shorter.
They do. Every fly ball, the outfielder's like back against the wall, and you're just like, dude, is it really this small?
Yeah, it's crazy. Who was your pick? You said Jordan, right? Not Hines.
Dakota Jordan.
Okay. I mean, there's like 3 really big names that haven't been chosen yet. Like, I'll take JJ Weatherholt.
Yeah.
I think what he did last year. Now it does scare me a little bit that he'll have the target. His name will be written in red ink on the lineup card. Don't let this guy beat you, but he can just beat you in so many different ways. I mean, he stole 30 bags last year, hit almost 500. He's a home run threat, doubles, triples, singles. He's just kind of the whole package. So I'll take JJ Weatherholt. He's the second favorite right now behind Cags, plus 800. Vegas likes him. I like JJ Weatherholt. I think it's crazy he wasn't a finalist last year. It's just kind of, luck of the draw when Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens, and Jack Caglione all have sensational years, like record-breaking years. JJ Weatherholt kind of got snubbed. Maybe he didn't even get snubbed, but he was the 4th best player last year, and 2 of them left.
Yeah.
All right, so
I get a second pick.
Yeah, snake it back around, baby.
Yeah, so this was where I was gonna take Chase Burns, and if he wasn't there, I was gonna take, who was I gonna take? Oh, Hagen Smith from Arkansas.
Yeah, you go.
I think there's 2 pitchers that could win the I think there's 2 pitchers that could win the Golden Spikes, Chase Burns or Hagen Smith. I believe both of those guys are just a notch higher than everybody else. Arkansas had a pitcher in 2021 that won the Golden Spikes, so it's doable. That field plays pretty big unless the wind's gusting out, but it doesn't matter with his stuff. Like, he's 98 to 100. He's got a nasty cutter. Great summer for Team USA. Jack taught us that Team USA gives out the Golden Spikes Award, so they're probably going to give it to another Team USA member. And I mean, I think if he goes undefeated in SEC play with a 2 ERA, he's got just as good of a shot as anybody else, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. But I think him and Burns are a notch higher than everybody else, and they should be the first 2 pitchers drafted this year.
I mean, I agree. Nothing wrong with what you said there. Here's where it gets interesting, because now you want to do you just take over the leftover breadcrumbs at the top of the crop, like your Seaver Kings and stuff like that? But then I don't know if I really want to go there. Do you guys think a player from Coastal Carolina can win the Golden Spikes?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be
Dumb.
I mean,
Like
it would have to be, like, lead the nation in homers,
Hit
on base percentage.
400.
Yeah, I would say the only thing maybe holding it back is, like, Coastal Carolina last year had a ton of guys with very similar numbers. Like, they all were super offensive, and it was hard to separate, like, who was the best hitter versus second best, third best. They were all about the same. But, yeah, I mean, someone could definitely win it. It's a very hitter-friendly ballpark, and, they're gonna be scoring a lot of runs. They're pretty much returning, like, 3 of their 5 best hitters from last year, so I don't know. It wouldn't be outrageous. Are you
This is
talking Joe
hard because
Bender?
I'm getting gifted another two-way player at this pick.
There's 2 more two-way players that
But one is in
should
the
be picked.
SEC. One of these guys is still in the SEC, and it's just like, do I take it or do I take the guy from Stillwater, Oklahoma? There's two.
Well,
two
never mind, I forgot. There's 3 more. You also got Peyton Tolley from TCU.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there you. I forgot about him.
Or totally, I'm sorry. I went on a TCU podcast, the Lupton Drinking Boys pod, and it's actually Tolley.
Totally.
Yeah, I always say Tolley. It looks like Tolley, but Peyton
Totally.
Tolley.
Peyton Toley. Okay, good to know. So we don't sound like idiots. I mean,
we do.
I hate
usually
pronouncing
do.
people's names wrong.
Yeah, me too. Well, you say how do you pronounce Caglione's last name?
Caglianone.
Yeah, stop that. We gotta stop that right now.
Caglianone.
You spent 3 summers in Italy, and now you're just speaking Italian. Okay.
I don't speak Italian. Anyway,
I think you're right, by the way, but there's not a broadcaster in the country that's called him that. No shot.
Yeah.
Caglianone. It's GLI in Italian.
No more.
Caglianone.
No more whatever
Anyway,
you're saying.
okay, whatever. So what? All right. Coin flip. Here we go.
No, you actually flipped a coin.
Braden Montgomery, no.
Damn.
It was
That's a pick.
It was a fake coin.
I got snaked twice, man. I think he's a great pick. I know you're not a huge fan of him on the mound, but I think that A&M's going to.
On the mound scared me, but if he can just do it a little bit, he'll come.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think they use him almost as like a back end leverage guy, and I think he makes A&M a contender this year. Damn, that sucks.
Think about it. Just picture it. Montgomery 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBI, maybe a home run, maybe a single, whatever. Slams the door in the 8th and 9th inning.
Dude, I have him literally written down. I think he's got the smoothest swing in baseball. The guy, I mean, he just oozes swag.
You're right. He could have it because the smoothest swing in baseball just got drafted last year from Tucson, Arizona.
So it could be a new guy. My 1-2 was Tommy White, Braden Montgomery, and Chase Burns 3. So kudos to you guys. Great round of drafting. I'm gonna reach deep into the back here. Man, I feel like I've got one that I really like. You're right. You don't want to go for low hanging fruit. I think Bazana is going to be great in Oregon State. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to watch a ton of their baseball. West Coast bias. I don't have that Pac-12 network. So unless you hook me up,
we got it.
I like it. I got a guy though. Ben mentioned him. I think Georgia's better this year, and Charlie Condon was really, really good last year. So give me Condon. I think I really, really liked what he had in Georgia or for Team USA last summer. And he was a guy that not a lot of people thought was going to make that Team USA team last summer. And he went nuts during those trials. So I'll take Condon. And my sleeper is a fun one until they added him today on FanDuel. Total homer pick. Cole Messina, I think, is going to be the best catcher in baseball this year. I think he has a really crazy opportunity to hit maybe the most home runs in the country. Strong as ever. He's as strong as he's ever been. Billy Anderson's the godfather of strength and conditioning in college baseball. But he's plus 10,000 right now. So I don't know.
100-1, baby.
So
Love that.
am I allowed to get him, or does he need to be off?
Yeah, take him. He's a dark horse, sleeper
All right.
pick.
There's my dark horse, catcher Cole, big time.
No, I love him. I think he's a really good pro prospect as well as just college player. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like, you're good friends with him, but he's kind of the vocal leader of this South Carolina team. Like, people gravitate towards him from what I've been hearing, and, yeah, I mean, anytime that your team leader goes off and has a good season and maybe makes South Carolina a national seed, you gotta give credit to the guys that show up each day, do their job, and catching that many games, which he's gonna be asked to catch every single game, is gonna be just another token that he could use for this Golden Spike. So, yeah, not a bad pick there.
All right. Dark horse done.
Can we? Okay, I'm just going to tell you who, before you even went on the Cole Messina thing, I'm just scared of the sophomore slump. It's a real thing. It's really hard to put. I mean, Tommy White, going back to Tommy White, what he did last year is more impressive because sophomore slump is hard. You're a 19, 20-year-old kid, a year under your belt. Now you have full game plans against you. Everybody knows who you are. It's really hard to be that mature of a hitter and continue that success at 19, 20 years old. So
Right.
that's why the sophomore slump is such a real thing because everyone's got the game plan against you, and you've got to make yourself that much better, that much quicker to beat that slump thing. And I think Petrie, I love Petrie, and I was gonna really think about taking him, but I think he's gonna struggle for a little while. And South Carolina fans could come from my throat, come from my neck. I think he's going to struggle because last year he was a big power guy. When those power numbers drop, it really magnified someone's struggle. So if he rolled in April with 6 homers and he's in 280 with 6 homers, it can wear and tear on you because you're like, oh my god, I should have 20, I should have 18 by now, whatever. So I really like Petrie, but that's the guy that was a sleeper. But I think a sleeper in the wrong way. I think he's going to struggle because I really like him. I want to pick him, but I'm scared of that. So another sleeper. This is
And
hard.
when we say sleeper, we mean somebody that's, like, doesn't currently have odds to win the Golden Spikes on FanDuel, and then there's a couple other sites. So for anybody that's wondering, like, who a dark horse or sleeper qualifies, it's just something that, like, doesn't have odds posted yet.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I don't know who I want to take here. I would.
Do you want me to go
Uh,
ahead and say mine, or do you need
yeah. Go ahead and say yours.
Alright, so there was, so I'll tell my answer here in just a second, but, like, I think Rodney Green from Cal, even though he does have odds, is a sleeper, West Coast guy, but, I mean, just all the potential in the world. 5-tool player. I like him a lot. I don't know if Billy Amick has odds yet or not for Tennessee. I'm pretty sure I saw
Who?
it. Billy
Billy,
Amick
it's a good
from
one.
Tennessee.
No, he doesn't.
Amick. So it's between him and Kyle DeBarge of Louisiana. Like, DeBarge is gonna be the de facto leader of the Raging Cajuns. Everything I've heard, like, from his summer to the fall to the spring, apparently this guy is just barreling baseballs up and, like, looks the part, could potentially be the best player, like, the best mid-major player in the country. Um, I'll go Billy Amick here, transfer from Clemson, goes to Tennessee, earned a starting spot, and, like, has potential to be not only the best hitter, but, I mean, overall, like, you add his defense, you add, like, his speed and ability, like, someone that can change the game in a lot of different ways, so I'll take Billy Amick. Like, corner infielder, but just solid everywhere he plays.
What is your go-to statistics when you think Golden Spikes? You think home runs, right?
Jimmy's and
OPS.
Okay,
I
so
like
OPS,
OPS.
so OPS, but what usually comes with OPS? Home runs.
Jimmy's.
Homers, doubles.
Homers and doubles. That's it. You've got to hit 20 plus homers to even have a shot at the Golden Spike.
Yeah.
So that's like where I'm like, dude, like who can go from like that 13, 14 homer range last year to 20 plus this year? And I've got a few people I like, and I'm just like, damn, why is this so hard? So that's why, you know what? I'm gonna go Derek Bender from Coastal as my dark horse. That's it.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, I like it.
19
I mean,
homers a year ago. He's got in that ballpark. He runs into a couple more. He gets 25 plus. He could be in the conversation if he hits 380 with 28 homers in Coastal in the driver's seat to host a regional or something.
for sure. I mean, he was definitely somebody I looked at like pretty heavily because he's going to be switching between like catcher, DH, apparently some first base too. So
Get a
he'll
little
have fresh legs.
little fun story narrative. Someone clickety clack clack writes up a story saying Derek Bender played all 8 positions besides pitcher. Bang, he wins the Golden Spike.
Right. Something like that. Is it just me or does it feel like everybody that does Coastal have an offense 1 through 9 all with the last name that starts with the letter B? Like I just feel like everybody there, their last name starts with the letter B.
Why? Nick Lucky.
He's not here this year.
Last year he was.
No, but like I feel like they have Beach and Bender and there's like 5 of them.
Caden Bodine.
Bodine, the catcher. Yeah, he's a stud.
Bodine Bender,
Beach.
Bodine Bender.
And they all look the same when they get in the box too. I know what you mean. Like they're a team that they all get in the box.
Bodine Bender, the 3 Bs. The 3 Bs of baseball, of Coastal.
I don't know. That was just an observation. I don't even know where that came from, but I needed to blurt it out. So cool. I mean, I thought overall this is a great episode, hour 20. We're going to be back Thursday to preview the weekend, give you some picks, some gambling picks. Maybe have a sponsor by then. Maybe have a good sponsor. But yeah, you guys check us out. Our website 11.7, brand new. It's going to be like a one-stop shop for everything college baseball.
It's a year old.
Well, I mean, it's new. We got new features this year, and I mean, I think it looks great. People have been giving us compliments. Give all the compliments to Dimitri. He built it all. I just blog on it every once in a while. Check out our store. Check out our Patreon page. If you want to donate $100,000, we'll find a way to help you write that off your taxes, and we'll find a good place for it. But that pretty much does it for this episode. Any final thoughts from you
What do you
guys?
think, Ben? $100,000 investment. Would you say that's about a 1% equity?
Yeah, we're valued at $10 million.
That's what I think too.
Do you like that mental math there?
So
Wait.
if somebody wants 1% ownership in us, all it takes is $100,000.
I'll give them 2%. I'll cut them a
2%?
deal. Yeah,
So
buy
what's $5 million
1%. Yeah,
company?
buy 1%, get a second percent for free.
Buy 1%, get 1% for free equity.
Honestly, if someone gave me $100,000, I'd probably just walk away from 11.7. So there's also that option. If you just never want to hear from us again, I'm sure you can Zelle me or PayPal me $100,000, and you won't hear from me for a long, long time.
You won't hear from me a long time. You send me $100K. Cut that check to Dimitri Cordes and Ben Upton at 11.7. You'll never hear from us again. Website will be deleted. Everything will be disappeared.
I think that would technically. I think that would make us. That would be 100% of 11.7 for 100,000. So I think we need to get off. We're just blabbering now.
Anyway, yeah. Buy merch. Please sign up for the Patreon so you can get in the weekend pick'ems. We had so many people last year wanting to be a part of it. The week later, a couple days later, I was like, man, it's not fair to the other people that signed up on time. So Friday at 12 o'clock, get signed up. The picks will be live tonight. We will have the series finalized tonight. Picks will be live so you can submit your picks. I don't know why I'm looking over here. I forget we're on camera. We're doing YouTube now, so I got to look at the camera, but that's it. Sign up, buy some merch so you look cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're 3 days away, baby. Let's go.
All right, final thoughts, Jack.
My girlfriend's sitting right here, and she says that guys that wear 11.7 shirts get hella butt. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
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 Let's go. And if you write that check for 100,000, make sure you write it with a pencil. That's all I care about. Let's go.
All right, we'll see everybody on Thursday.
Boom.